people, this is going to be our last video of the week up here on the YouTube channel.
Indeed.
Which is the Wrestling Rundown. You're watching it, week 115. Finishing things up, filing things out with the Cruiserweight Classic. The last three matches of round two, deciding what the three final guys are going to go into the quarterfinals.
Yeah, I can't
the Great Eight.
Yeah, this tournament has been amazing so far. It continues to be amazing. I can't believe we're almost done with it.
I know. It's very soon when the Cruiserweight division will debut on Raw.
Yeah, it'll actually be the Monday following the finals of the Cruiserweight Classic.
Which will be happening live on the network.
Yes, which I'm super excited for. So let's get right into it. Our very first of the last three matches with Rich Swann versus Lince Dorado.
These guys hit the gamut of like style.
Yeah, this was
a lot of wrestling at the beginning, a lot of flying in the middle, a lot of striking at the end.
Mm-hmm. And they even took time for a comedy spot, which is great. Because Lince kept trying to get Rich Swann to stop dancing, and then did his own little Alex Wright dance just to kind of get in on the fun. And then, it was one of those things, like, we knew it was going to be good, and then when you actually got him in there, all these guys, most of these guys, have blown our what we thought we were going to see, they've blown it out of the water.
The expectations.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you. Just lots of everything in this match. Just all around versatile wrestlers.
And I think they did a really good job of having Lince Dorado counter the standing 450.
Yes.
Making that an effective portion of the match, because that's how Rich Swann won last week.
Yeah, and
last round.
Yeah. And I think that's what I've appreciated is that a lot of these guys have found different ways to win their matches every time they move forward, which was the same case here. Is, even after trying the standing 450, Rich Swann knew that he had more to go for, and Lince was in the driver's seat, had him down, and went for that beautiful shooting star press. But Swann had enough wherewithal to move out of the way and saw his own opportunity as Lince was just laying there, went up to the top rope and hit a top rope Phoenix splash to Lince's face. If anything is going to put you down, that's what's going to be it. Someone doing a corkscrew on your face. And Rich Swann moves on to the quarterfinals. And he will actually face the winner of our main event, which is TJ Perkins versus Johnny Gargano. And Rich Swann, who I said was my dark horse to win, has made it to the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
I was really torn with this match because I really like both guys. But with the cruiserweights coming to Raw, I'm hoping that these are two of the guys that are very prominent in those storylines.
Absolutely.
They've proven it time and time again. Spectacular matches all the way through, and I'm excited to see where Rich Swann does in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, the second match we had was Drew Gulak versus Zack Sabre Jr.
This is a favorite of Kevin Hawk here.
The match was amazing. It was like it's the closest thing that I've seen in WWE to a legit World of Sport style wrestling match.
It was very much hold counter hold
the whole time through. The only thing they were missing were the intervaled rounds.
Yeah. They just went straight through.
And I mean, these guys just went to town on each other. It was very, very much all wrestling oriented almost the entire way through. Except for right at the very end, Sabre starts throwing real hard slaps at Gulak, and Gulak just responds with one big one that just fucking glosses Sabre's eyes over. He just drops to his knees and is like, "The fuck am I?"
He hit him so hard that Zack was just like, I don't want to. I don't want to do anything. He was out. I would have said out on his feet, but yeah, he dropped to his knees and just had no idea. And at the same time, like Daniel Bryan saying, Gulak needs to take advantage of this. But Gulak, he'd been getting rocked with the slaps too. Yeah. And so he was just kind of like, he's seething at this point, which is a lot of what Gulak did throughout the match. Is he started off very heel by not accepting the handshake, and then the aggressive counter hold they had at the beginning, where it was literally just like them rolling over each other again and again to try and get the advantage. Gulak was very aggressive through this, and then once he hit that moment where he had Sabre down, it was just like it built, and then he went for it. Yeah. And then you get more of that counter hold at the end where they're trying to Gulak is trying to get in that Dragon Sleeper that he won with last time.
And eventually he does. He just kind of sidesteps around Sabre Jr.
Yeah.
Gets the Dragon Sleeper and starts to fall back. Sabre quickly rolls out, but in the process of rolling out, he grabs Gulak's hands.
Yeah.
And pins his hands to the mat. Gulak tries to roll through as well. Sabre uses his arms and uses his legs to trap Gulak's legs down while landing both feet on Gulak's shoulders, still pinning down, and he beats Gulak 1, 2, 3 with a London Bridge pin.
Is that what that's called?
That's what I'm calling it now.
All right. I call it the bridging alligator clutch, which is kind of true.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, London Bridge. That's a good one. Yeah. No, it was.
I'm pretty sure I've known it in the past as like the Great British Cradle or something like that, or the UK Cradle. But I'm gonna call it the London Bridge because
he puts a bridge in it.
We got Sabre representing England.
Yeah,
that's where London is located.
Makes sense. And
it's a bridging pin.
There you go. And now Zack Sabre Jr. moves on to the quarterfinals to face Noam Dar.
It's going to be another wrestling match.
Yeah.
That's what I appreciate, is they're really pairing Sabre, which is one of the reasons why I think Sabre's the favorite to win this tournament, is they're pairing him off one after another against guys who really accentuate his style of wrestling.
Yeah. And this is going to be even better for Noam Dar because I don't feel like he's shown his true potential in his first two matches.
This should be where it comes out.
This is absolutely, if he is not able to impress in a match with Zack Sabre Jr., then there's really not much there. Because you're just this is them throwing like, hey, Noam Dar, guess what? You're going to have a really good match because we're putting you against Zack Sabre Jr. Unless Sabre just like wipes the mat with him.
Yeah, which could happen.
I mean, yeah, it's possible, but it's gotta have some sort of weight to it. It can't just be one.
Well, it's a quarterfinal match.
Yeah.
These matches, I think, like we've seen a lot out of the Cruiserweight Classic so far.
Absolutely.
I feel like we're just now getting to the deep end of the pool here.
Yeah, with the fact that we're only gonna have 8 guys, this is going to be 8 guys who are going to want to make the biggest impact they possibly can because they're not shrouded by a ton of other people anymore.
Yeah.
So standing out against 8 guys is going to be a lot more difficult. So here it is. Our main event, the very last match in the second round. Who is the final of the 8 going to the quarterfinals? We have Johnny Gargano, who they are actually carrying the storyline from TakeOver. The knee being worked over by the Revival. He actually had one of the only few backstage interviews that we've seen in the Cruiserweight Classic.
Well, I mean, as far as directly backstage, Johnny Gargano's been in both of them.
Yeah, because they had the one with him and Ciampa.
Yeah. It works. I feel like some of this. Because I don't know when these matches, per se, were taped, if it was actually after TakeOver or not.
I don't think so.
So it would be really tricky booking to, but not impossible, to have Gargano be selling this injury knowing that it's going to happen after the tapings at TakeOver.
I think that it might have actually been a very lucky coincidence with the fact that TJ Perkins' go-to finisher is the knee bar.
Yeah.
And so I think they decided that, maybe, and with the fact that that is a tactic of the Revival, I think that might have just been like, hey, this is something we can do. We can roll with this.
Yeah.
So regardless of how it worked out, it was an extremely well done story for Johnny Gargano.
Absolutely.
Because with his match against Ciampa, we've seen Johnny Gargano have to overcome a lot just to move forward in this tournament.
Yeah, and Gargano did a lot more of the being in charge of the match this go around than he did when he was going against Ciampa.
Yeah.
Ciampa was a very, I would say 75-25 uphill battle for Gargano.
Definitely.
Where this was a much closer to 50-50 even playing field.
Well,
A lot of guys getting great spots in the match.
Well, you got two guys that are similar size, similar style. TJ Perkins maybe just a little bit quicker than Gargano, but Gargano a bit more well-rounded as far as his wrestling goes.
Yeah, and both guys from Evolve, they know each other very well.
Yeah, you got to think they've wrestled each other a ton of times, which really lent itself to this match. This felt like we got everything from the first two matches put into one.
Yeah.
Because once again, you had the aerial stuff, you had the strikes, you had the ground game, you had submissions, you had everything you could have wanted, and these two guys brought it at a very well-paced match with some fantastic near falls, some amazing spots. Specifically, the one that really popped the crowd, including Daniel Bryan, was TJP goes for a little slingshot over the ropes, and as he does, he gets caught with a super kick, and so he tumbles off the apron, and then as he gets up, Johnny runs and does a senton onto him and ends up whacking both of his legs against the timekeeper's table.
Yeah. The bell table!
Yeah, no.
Did you see how hard he hit his leg on the bell table?
Daniel Bryan would not let that go. That was his... Even they showed the replay after the match, and he's like, I can't believe how hard his legs hit the bell table. It was...
The thing that actually got me about that dive, because he does that somersault off the apron, and it just looks like the back of his... he almost completely overshot.
Yeah, almost.
The dive.
It was very, very close.
The back of his head just comes, and it looks like the back of his head hits TJP's face.
Yeah.
And it just looks like it's just a head, a flipping headbutt.
Hey, whatever works.
What I appreciated is that despite the fact that Morrow had no idea what to call either of these moves, that Gargano went for both of his regular signature moves on the indie scene. He almost got to lock in the Gargano escape, but that was countered out of. And then he was also very close to hitting the Hertz Donut.
Yeah,
which is his...
Which Morrow thought was going to be some sort of dragon suplex.
Yeah, but really it's the full Nelson where he brings the guy up and then flings them out into a face buster.
Yeah. And
flings him.
And that actually ended up being the end of the match. After Johnny was selling the knee perfectly, he tried 3 different times to hit the lawn dart. The first one was immediately countered. The second one, he couldn't even make it across the ring.
Yeah, he collapsed because of the knee.
And then the third one, TJP just fired him up, and so he just got the energy to launch TJP right into the turnbuckle.
Gnarly, gave him some road rash on the face.
Yeah, nice little red spot right above the eye.
Some rug burn.
But then after that, he sets up for the Hertz Donut, and as he lifts him up, TJP is able to roll through, lock in the knee bar, and he's just got wrapped around the one knee, and Johnny is just scratching and clawing as hard as he can to try and get to the ropes. And just as he's almost within arm's reach, that's when TJP takes the advantage, locks the legs together, and there is nowhere to go for Johnny Gargano. And very similar to TakeOver, Johnny Gargano is forced to tap out, and TJ Perkins moves on to the quarterfinals to face Rich Swann.
Yeah, it's a bittersweet pill for me to swallow.
To me, as much as I would have liked to see Johnny Gargano continue on this story, it gave me a bit more satisfaction, the shock of having TJP win.
Yeah. The one thing is, I was just looking forward to the idea of Gargano versus Kota Ibushi for the semifinals.
Right. Yeah.
Like, that's a dream match for me right now to see that on WWE television.
Yeah. But you got to think, Kota is part of WWE now, so there's a very good chance we're going to see it somewhere down the line.
Yeah. I just don't think, depending on how it's done down the line, I don't think it's going to have the intensity that this Cruiserweight Classic is going to have behind it.
Yeah.
Because right now, everyone's throwing all the pasta at the wall to see what sticks.
Yeah.
To come up with a weird analogy for it.
It works.
Because, this is the time all these people have to impress. It's the time to say, hey, we are trying to look like this is a super competitive tournament.
Yeah. So we've got 2 weeks now of quarterfinal matches. Matches being Akira Tozawa versus Grand Metalik, Noam Dar versus Zack Sabre Jr., Brian Kendrick versus Kota Ibushi, and then TJ Perkins versus Rich Swann. So we'll more than likely have 2 matches next week, 2 matches the following week, and then we'll probably have all. We're gonna have all 4 next week, and then the semifinals and finals.
Probably.
Okay, so yeah, we'll probably get all 4 quarterfinals next week, the 2 semi the next week, and then the finals on September 14th.
Maybe. I might say that it's closer that we'll have, if there's 3 more weeks, right?
Yeah.
We'll probably have quarterfinals, and then semifinals and finals on the
Yeah,
last
it
night.
makes more sense to have 3 matches on a live show. So we'll see how it all unfolds. We after Takeover, we now see the trophy that they're fighting for. Very simplistic. It's
not what I would call badass though, Triple H.
well, he's got
a giant trophy shaped like Andre the Giant, kind of badass. A glorified globe on 4 sticks.
It's simple. It's nice.
It's shiny.
It's a trophy.
It's got that going for
I'm
it.
so excited to see where this ends up going. It's been fantastic so far, and
Looks like so far everything's still kind of in that zone of heading towards Sabre Jr. versus Kota Ibushi.
Yep. Yeah, they are on opposite sides of the bracket, so that is a very plausible finals. But we'll see in the coming weeks. That's it for the end of round 2. That's the end of our CWC review. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe.
Sure.
Everybody subscribe. Everybody comment.
Do it, please.
Get some numbers going on these bitches.
Now that we only have 8 guys left, most of you, unless you picked like Zack Sabre Jr. or Kota Ibushi, more than likely your winner has been eliminated. Who are you picking out of the top 8? Who do you see heading to? Who do you see winning the quarterfinals in the next couple of weeks? Who's your next 4 guys to advance in the CWC?
Pick 5 guys that you've seen that have already been eliminated, who you think deserve spots to be in the Cruiserweight division on Monday Night Raw.
Absolutely. Click all the links down in the description so you get updates to videos, anything that we share on the Facebook page. Sometimes we post stuff during pay-per-views. Check all that stuff for that. For those of you watching this video,
Conversate with us.
For those of you watching this video, if you want to see our regular reviews in podcast form so you can listen to us as opposed to watch the videos, the link is in the description. But if you want to keep the videos, you get extra stuff like this, and you'll find them all up in the playlist.
All of them.
Be sure to
They're
check
there.
out.
I'm looking at them.
Be sure to check out our other channel. I did the thing. You did it yesterday. Damn it. Check out the other channel, Reasonable Wrestling Fans. That's reasonable with a W, like wrestling. Where you get to see all of our YouTube-ier stuff, like Fantasy Warfare, where we debate. You get to see us do reaction videos, unboxing videos, and
Jeez.
coming up very, very soon, you get to see me get hit with a kendo stick. Fuck.
Look, it's only one time.
I know. Thanks for watching. You said it was going to happen at Backlash too, so I'm afraid. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.